Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Good morning, everyone. How is IG? How are you guys doing? Arthur, Marlene, Amina, how are you guys doing? Gwen, good morning. And good health. And Aisha Ford, good morning. Talking about, I think I'll do a reading this morning. Make sure I got the cards. I think I'll do a reading this morning on let me see now. I know I did this before, but I'm going to do it again because I feel like we're getting closer to a lockdown. Do you guys think we're going to be in a lockdown? My official song. That's so funny to me. Hi, Buddha. Hi, Shay. Hi, Musings. Hi, Monifa. How are you? Hi, Ari. Do you guys think we'll get another lockdown? What's your opinion? Right? I'm going to check psychically, but I'm asking you your opinion. And I'm not asking you what you want, right? I know you all are living in fear. Oh, I hope not, Tracy. That's not the question. Could we wind up in another lockdown? Seriously. You know, China's in a lockdown, and the UK is not doing any better, and we follow the UK. I know everything just opened up. I know. No more mask. You can eat inside a restaurant. Boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, sunflower dress. Thank you. See, you're panicking. Not only cute. Don't panic. Sit and answer the question. Figure it out. I'm going to do a reading on it. Because I notice I'm not doing readings because I do, the Tracy update, and I'm doing dashikis and bonnets. So I don't come through midday to do a reading, but I know why, because the sun in the back room, it's too much sun, I'm too hot. It means 3 outfits, it's like ridiculous, right? Mrs. Steph said, I was just getting ready to say, we always follow the trend of China, then Europe. Yeah. I'm still wearing my mask, by the way, says Mrs. Steph. I don't care. I went out this morning because I had to get some. So everybody talks different in the Caribbean, and every island talks differently, but they all cook the same things. But I didn't know, right? So I went to go get some fish. I told her to take the head off. She looked at me like I had 10 eyes. And I was like, I just don't know what to do with the head. And she was like, you make fish with it. She's not yelling, but she's completely obliviating me and yelling at me. She's not yelling, though, right? It's very natural to talk this way in the Caribbean, right? So that was on Monday. Tuesday, I went back and I spoke with one of my group mates. And I was like, oh, da-da-da. And she's like, oh, we call it Jamaican tea. I'm going to send you the recipe. She sends me the recipe. The next day, I go back down and I said, I got more fish, and I said, still separate the heads, but I'll take it with me. And she was, scraping, and she looks at me. And I said, I'm making soup. And she goes, oh, you're making soup. You're making soup. It was really funny, right? I love her. In any case, it takes me a week to make this soup because I'm like, who makes soup with fish heads? But I know Caribbeans, y'all do. So I'm trying to be like the Caribbeans, right? So I make this soup yesterday. It's not looking the color that I needed to look. Now, I did look at the recipe that my group mate gave me, but I'm not interested in squash in my fish soup. It's Jamaican style. So I was like, no, I don't really want squash. And I knew something was wrong. And I was like, there's no way I never had fish soup. There's no way. I come from a Caribbean mother. Okay. So I go to sleep at night. I wake up in the morning where I get my downloads. Do you guys get downloads in the mornings? I get downloads between 3 and 6, right? It's 6:30. The downloads start coming in. So I looked up fish stew, which is what I'm accustomed to. And I was like, oh, this is fish stew. I said, okay. So I looked at the ingredients, and fish stew has clam juice in it, but I can't eat clam juice because I don't know how they make it. I'm not having an allergy, but you can replace it with wine. Now, I get up in the morning. It's 6:30, right? I got to come to you guys by 8 o'clock. But if I don't go out right now, 2 things will happen today. 2. I show you 4 fingers, but 2 things will happen. It could rain. No, not happening. Or the sun could beat down so hard, I'm back to another sunstroke. Do you see the way my chest cleared up? It's not back to normal, but it cleared up. The itching, everything stopped. God bless. Oh, my God. Or I'm winding up with another sunstroke where my... Okay, so I'm like, bump that. Let me go get some ingredients for fish stew. But it turns out, because I can't eat clam juice, you replace it with white wine. So here my black ass is, early Monday morning, buying wine. Now, if that don't look like some type of drunk early in the morning, and the supermarket people, they know me now, right? I'm embarrassed. So I don't bother, because I can't tell, okay, so I can't tell them I'm putting wine in fish stew, right? Because that's not the way they cook it. So they're going to look at me like I'm a drunk anyway. Oh, wine. Huh. So I might as well just buy the wine and let the judgments begin. Okay, let me thank you. Thank you, Buddha Lion. All right, let me see what you guys. Shay says no, I don't think so. Irie says, I think so. Good day. Hi, good day. It says, I've been saying that for some months now because of the way things are going in the world. Yes. Grand Rising, she is Mrs. Smith. Hello, sweetie. Cream de la Creme says yes. Yes, fish hot pot. Is that what y'all call it in your island? Right. All right. So I got my wine. And then I didn't know it was fish stew I was making. So yesterday I put a fish in that's bony. So now I actually have to drain everything. I have to figure it out. But then we add a little bit of, we add tomato sauce and a little bit of tomato paste for thickening. So I brought that yesterday because I was telling one of my group mates, I was like, the color's not right. All right. But the color would be right if I added squash. Just don't want squash. But I get it. So now I have to drain the juice, which is very easy to do. And then I've got to pick out anything bony. So before I came to you guys, I took out the heads, and I never cooked with fish head before. So what's left is the skeleton. But the eyes stay completely in its socket. That's weird, right? I'm learning things. I never cooked with head before, but everybody goes, it's healthy, it's healthy. It's okay, it's healthy. In any case, I gotta drain it. I'll figure it out. I gotta drain it, then put it all back together again. I did add some vegetables though, like okra, because I love okra. Well, who wouldn't? Okra is so healthy for you. So healthy. I love okra. Um, I'll figure it out. I'll take a picture. Oh, what a pretty picture. Buddha lion. That's just a beautiful picture. I'll take a picture and I'll post it when the deed is done. Oh, so my fish stew for us, I can't remember what thick fish. You could put salmon, but I like white fish. I can't remember what white fish, but I like filet. It doesn't really matter. But you add shrimps and scallops in the fish stew, the way my mama taught me, in the fish stew, not the fish stew. In any case, I'm making a soup because it's part of COVID care, right? It's part of COVID care. So you all have to start learning to produce items inside of your home for COVID care, okay? Because it's going to come back around. All right. Could we go on another lockdown? I love fried scallop. Oh, I love scallop, anything. A grilled, fried. I've never had it fried, but now you're going to make. I don't see scallops around here. I don't see scallops. Okay, I'm over it. You know, I don't see scallops. All right. Makes total sense to me. Makes total sense to me. Different name, same dish. Eggplant or okra may be a good substitute. I love okra. I did put okra in already. Okay, so let's take a look. Hi, Brett. Let's take a look to see what in the hell is going down. Will we go on a lockdown again? Now, I already did this, and I think I saw a lockdown because I think I remember seeing a tower, but I forget sometimes I see too far in advance. So now that what I saw is coming closer, hi, Terica. I love scallops, both sea and bay scallops. Yummy. I love scallops too. Yummy. All right, let's take a look. Please, God, talk to me. Please allow me to see anything and everything that you would like for me to see. Will we go on another lockdown, God? I love you, God. I love you, Jesus. In your name I pray. Amen. 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 The first thing I'm getting is the Four of Swords, right? So I don't know if this is you all or if this is the administration kind of like going, not a lockdown, not a lockdown. We can't afford a lockdown. We actually can afford a lockdown. If they can give 800 million, totally 1 billion to the Ukraine, they actually can allow us to lock down and give us, what is it that we got, the $300 stimulus checks? They can actually give us more than $300. They gave $1 billion to Ukraine and they gave $55 billion to Israel. Y'all aren't fighting for the right things. Y'all aren't complaining about the right things. You wouldn't mind a lockdown if you had money. All right. A lockdown. 7 of Swords, 7 of Wands. They're not, they're, sometimes I look at the cards like it's a poker hand, like what's the next one? I believe the administration, whoever they may be, either in the UK or either in the US, is going to have to defend why we have to go on lockdown. It will be worse than before. Or maybe not worse, but just kind of like worse. Maybe not worse. Monies will not be offered to the American people. There will be no monies available. They will not give it to you. Look at the justice card. So I feel like there could be, I don't know, I want to say there's going to be a slight lockdown. I feel like it's going to be just long enough to clear the air. So maybe for a month. They are worried about money, though. It's not a lockdown, it's the economy. Yeah, I don't know if it's about whether or not you get to allow to have a lockdown. I think that those that don't allow the lockdown are selfish. I think it's completely selfish. I think all of us want to live, right? So it's not we won't allow it. Well, you don't have to. Like, no one's going to fight all the we won't allow it people. Do whatever the fuck you want. But the lockdown still might be implemented. See the difference? No one's fighting you, but it might have to be, which is two different things. All right? I'm looking at whether or not it could be. I'm not looking at your fight. I'm not looking at that ugly. I'm not looking at I have rights and this, that, and the third. We have a right to care about one another. We have a right to get through this. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? As you're putting up an argument in somebody else's feed? Like, I don't want to hear it. What are you doing so much out there that I don't want to be locked down? What are you all doing, actually? All right? So, no, we're not going to have all these protests about we won't have a lockdown. The most selfish Karens and Kevins have that mentality because they are not used to being told what to do. Every other ethnic group is not having the same problems. It's the Karens and the Kevins of the world. And if you're of color following the Karens and the Kevins, check yourself. Because we all want to live. So it's not about a fucking lockdown. It's about choosing to care about one another. And that's what's been missing in this whole entire world. And that's why COVID is not leaving. People are going to be upset. They're going to be so upset. They're going to hold out as much as they can. They're going to deny it and hold out as much as they can. They are not going to call it until it's completely out of control. And the only way it will be out of control is if they have no hospital beds. That's the only time they'll call it. And this card tells me the hospital beds will be the real indicators. You know, it might go kind of like state by state, like it did before. I know that the sirens, when Melissa hears the sirens, she goes, validation, Tracy, validation. Um, yeah, Wanda, too many selfish people. I've been on lockdown the whole time. I've been staying home as much as I can and shopping online for groceries. Okay, so why did you come up with, we will not let it happen? Like, stop talking out of two sides of your faces. Stop it. If you respected the first, respect the second. Do you know how many children were beat up by Karens and Kevins because they're psycho? These are the same Karens and Kevins that raise children to be school shooters, right? You know the ones that raise school shooters. They're in subways attacking poor little teenagers. Kelly, prepare now. That is my point. Here's a smart woman here. Girl, prepare now. I don't know what that looks like to you, but I would say not only prepare now because there may be a lockdown, I would say prepare because if you step out there, you'll die. If there's a lockdown and we leave it for essential workers, the air is not contaminated. Do you understand? Are we clueless? If you come inside and let the grocery worker, the nurse, your doctor do their job and go out there, my ears bother me. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? The air is thin with COVID, thin. But if you play that bullshit about yada yada, boom, 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 I have rights, then COVID gets to come to you. That's what happens. COVID is tired, guys. COVID is tired looking at people and be like, you always just disrespect me? Always? Mothara! Mothara! See, I used to watch those Chinese movies with Godzilla. COVID. Remember those Chinese movies? The black and white ones. My favorite was Mothara because the women used to dance. Mothara! Mothara! It wasn't really Chinese. Like dancing like that is really like Hawaiian or Fiji. It's kind of crazy, but it came under the... Listen, back in the day, in the early 60s, we were ignorant. We used to call them Chinese movies. At least the black folks did. I don't know what y'all called it, but we used to call it Chinese. The Chinese movie is on. And it was fascinating, right? As Godzilla came and stomped over. Can somebody find me one of them old movies? I want to sit back and watch it. COVID. Here's preparing you. I did once. She is Mrs. Smith. I did ask COVID when she would go away, and COVID gave me 11/20/23. So, but because all these asswipes are not respecting her, now I did not get this psychically, but the medical professionals are saying it will stay with us forever. Right? Every Saturday, Wanda. Right? And it's just so ironic that COVID came from China. Anybody remember that? What was Mothra? Was it a big butterfly or something? Yeah, you remember that? So, okay, couple of things, people. stock up if you can on your hold on, pull my pants up. It's like sticking in between the legs there. God, when you're thick thigh, let me tell you something. It is not good. It's better to be skinny. And I like skinny girls that has the gap between the legs. Thick thigh women, we don't have that gap. It goes like this is how we look. Okay. This is how this goes on down there. We don't have that nice gap. I never knew what the gap was. I was like, that's a thing? That's how legs can look? Never had it. Anyways, get your COVID tests, right? They're giving them out again. Why are they giving them out again unless COVID's coming? Get your COVID tests for every member, right? And if you can get an extra box and call the post, it never came. It never came. Get an extra box, right? Lie. I don't care. Lie. We're all going to die. What are they going to do? Call the postal police? Like you got 3 of them? Lie. You know what? Tell your 5-year-old to call it. I didn't get my COVID test, right? Get as many as you can because you're going to need it. You know why? I love when I'm wired. They got you the at-home COVID test because they knew that you standing in line gave yourself COVID. Most of you were fine. Most of you didn't even have COVID. But sure enough, a little bit of sniffle, you went and stand in a city MD line in New York City, and you all caught COVID standing in line. Irie goes, thick thigh saves lives, though. It does. It does. You need a lot of stamina when you're a thick thigh girl. All right. Let's get over the thick thighs. Thick thighs save lives. Yes, it does. All right. Okay. So get your COVID test. Get your N95 masks. Right now, nobody's purchasing them. So let me help my metaphysical people, all 10 of you that are listening. I can only save the people that are listening to me, right? And then stock up on your 3-ply mask. So get some, and what I would do is get the 3-ply mask, get the N95, use 1 and 1, because the N95 you can use over and over again. But why contaminate the N95? So I would put the 3-ply on and the N95 if I went out when the COVID comes back. And last but not least, I said it once, I'm going to say it again, but I want you guys to do it very calmly. Be calm about it. Get your toilet papers. Get your toilet papers. Okay. Now, please do not go out there and hoard. Please do not go. No. Every time you go shopping, every time your husband goes shopping, every time your girlfriend goes shopping, every time your boyfriend goes shopping, every time you wind up in the store, pick up toilet paper. Every time. Don't buy 10 at a batch because people going to know. And if I see you, 10 at a batch, I'm going to fight you. I'm like, oh, that's what you're doing? That's what you're doing? You just hoarding? So do it nicely. And just one every time. Listen to me. I teach you. All right? And then it ends in some woman that I believe is going to make the executive decision, right? I think they're going to wait and wait. I feel like they're going to wait 2 months before they call it, but if they wait too long, I feel like they're going to wait. or it's going to be because of a woman that they're forced to call it, right? The only reason why they're going to call it is because ultimately they can get the lockdown to work to their advantage. You know, the government, they always got something else up their sleeve. So I feel like if they call a lockdown, they're going to say it's for you, but it's really for the governments. Maybe they need to reset something. The problem, I do get the Emperor here, and this in this card, the Emperor holds the eye. It's all knowing, all seeing. The problem is that they are getting the news right now. That's the problem. They are actually getting advanced news to inform them that this is coming. It is going to be very stressful on everyone again. This is a time when we're really going to have to tap into our metaphysical self. Now, I was watching, oh my God, what a cute movie, Turning Panda or Turning Red last night with Disney, right? And the one thing that comes out of Turning Red, right? That's the name of it. The one thing about Turning Red is the mantra or the stabilizing component to not make her turn into a panda. And so she really just woosah. It was a really cute movie, right? And so because there's just going to be a lot of people upset, might be a lot more deaths again. Woosah. Try to woosah. Your need to want to fight against the lockdown if it's has to be mandated. Just accept it. Also, that's it. I'm just going to stay there. All right. Now, trust and believe the government does not want to go on lockdown. They can't afford it. They can always afford it. They can always make money. It's digital money now. They can always afford it. Turning Red. Oh my God, I said it's teaching kinds to self-soothe. Yes, Mahogany was so cute. They're going to act like there's no money. And there's a lot of deception. Now, I got deception. I got worry. Lots of worry because these are 9 swords. And I got they already knew. This is another form of deception, but it's almost like documented deception, right? And the future cards are not looking good. The future cards are really telling me that there's definitely going to be a problem that's not going to be able, they're not going to be able to contain. Yeah, I don't care how many future cards I get. So I think I need to call it. So I'm going to call it, and I'm going to say China is on a lockdown. They're studying China's version of a lockdown, meaning 2 people are allowed to leave a day. The UK is much more sloppier than China. At least China does have a well-organized system, and the people do listen. Although they're forced, or they'll just kill them. That's what I love about China. They don't play, right? They'll just... Did you see the first COVID? They locked people up and boarded up their houses. There are people dead in China because they boarded up their houses when somebody got COVID. They were inhumane. Okay. So we follow the UK, which is just as sloppy as Americans, if not sloppier. And they're going to have an increase because of their relaxed rules. And we're going to watch them explode. And they're going to have the information, but they are not going to want to do anything about it. All right? And watch the media, because the media is not necessarily telling you the truth either. You know, the media gets their information from the AP press. So depending upon who feeds the AP press, you're not going to get good information. So watch the BBC. Watch something direct over there. So BBC News would be one of them. And that'll give you a heads up. All right. I believe what I'm hearing is that they are calling this one Deltacron, but it's Omicron 2.0. But there seems to be something about Delta and Omicron that's coming through and colliding, and this will be the next thing. Okay. That's the way I see it. They're going to want it to be for, they're going to tell people, oh, damn, tower showed up. Damn. They're going to tell people it's going to be for a short period. They're going to be like, let's just do it for a month, just comply with us. It actually could wind up being for a year and a half, the lockdown. And then they're going to 6 months, and then when all is said and done, the next version could be another lockdown for a year and a half. It's going to be very interesting because now we have a formula, right? Now we know how to work from home, which is beautiful. Gas prices are up anyway, so you won't be using gas to get to work, right? So that's a beautiful thing. Remember, I talked about the college kids. Y'all are going to be working from home. And I thought I remember saying if there's another lockdown, college buildings will disappear. They will never show up again. They will only be online. I mean, look what they did with the SATs. Didn't they stop doing the SATs? Like, you don't have to do the SATs to enter college anymore. Do you understand? Because so many things that changes. A second lockdown is where everything will change. All right. Oh, yes. Oregano. Please. Who said oregano? Magic Mermaid? You know, my group is putting out a book. I don't know where Magic Mermaid said it. Good morning. How are you?
Good.
I don't know where Magic Mermaid, a couple of drops essential oil inside mask goes. What type of essential oil? Preferably oregano. Well, let me tell you something. If you cook with oregano, if you drink oregano tea, if you take oregano oil pills, those are infection fighters. The oregano is. I'm a big fan of oregano. Beyond that, make some tea with oregano, fresh if you can. But if you have to put dry, put dry. Thyme, ginger, pineapple skin, citrus, and I feel like, and green tea. Green tea is an antioxidant, takes everything out. And a clove of garlic, right? Puncture some holes in it. Sweeten it with honey or sweeten of your choice. And drink that prior to the lockdown. Now, we're starting to come into the warmer months, so you can always drink this as cold tea. But don't stop buying Lipton and start making your own shit, people. Trust me on this. Out here, we call it bush tea. And I put thyme, garlic, whole garlic, just one, lemon juice, or lime juice. I kind of like lime juice better. Oregano, I had the fresh oregano. I feel like I'm missing something. Green tea, and my newest is cat's claw. That's my newest. I put cat's claw in my tea now. Oh, damn it, lemongrass. I just made it last night, but I didn't start drinking it. Lemongrass. So I make my own bush tea. That's what we call it out here. And I add some extra ingredients, just from the metaphysical world. There are certain ingredients that I know help your immune system, and cat's claw is one of them. Oh, look at you, Buddha. She's like, I've been working from home for 10 years and I love it. So have I. When everybody started working from home, I was like, welcome to my world. Oh, Lottie, it is delicious. And so I'm encouraging you to start getting these leaves. That's what I'm encouraging you to do. You don't have to buy all of it at once because COVID's not here right now in America. Peppermint oil, they're saying it's great for the mask. Peppermint oil is so strong. I don't know if I can put peppermint oil in my mask and think I'm going to walk out in the street and not pass out. That's a lot. All right. I meant to send you a mask, rose, lavender, etc. I love lavender. I just love lavender. It's here, Mahogany. We're talking about here. All right. Let's look at the 5 things we need to discuss as the self-imposed CNN correspondents officially, unofficially. All right. Ukraine, of course. President Zelensky is appealing for ceasefire talks with Putin, but U.S. and native officials says Putin has not backed off his original demands, which are what? Putin laid out several issues to achieve a ceasefire with Ukraine, including a demand for Ukraine's neutrality or an assurance that Ukraine would not become a NATO member. No, you don't get to have that. Zelensky has indicated that he's willing to consider a neutrality policy under certain conditions to help bring an end to violence. However, Ukrainian and Russian negotiators have met 4 times since the start of the invasion and no major resolution. All right. Supreme Court. Confirmation hearings for the Supreme Court nomination, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, are set to begin later today. Jackson, who is poised to be the first Black woman to serve on the nation's highest court, will be formally introduced during televised hearings at 11 a.m. today, followed by 2 days of questioning. And this came after Stephen Breyer retired. Also, Clarence Thomas is sick with an infection from COVID, and he's in the hospital right now. Clarence Thomas is sick in the hospital right now. COVID. Meanwhile, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas was admitted to the hospital late Friday after experiencing flu-like symptoms, COVID. The court's public information office said, adding that he does not have COVID. Coronavirus. Oh my God. A new study found that the Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccine remains durable and effective, lies, even though the surge of cases caused by the Delta variant, the research, even through the surge of cases, the research outlined in the medical journal JAMA found that the J&J shot was 76% effective in preventing COVID-19 infections and 81% effective in preventing COVID-related hospitalizations. Why are they lying? Why are they lying? I know people that got the COVID and the fourth booster, right? COVID, booster. And wait, vaccine, booster, and still got COVID, still got Omicron. They're constantly just lying. The study also shows liars. Thank you, Jennifer. The study also showed that provided lasting immunity. You lie. At least 6 months after the shot. There's no such thing. Listen to their words. Help me out, because it's driving me crazy. It's driving me crazy. There's no such thing as lasting immunity for 6 months. Lasting and 6 months don't go together. This is how they lie to you. Oh my God. Am I the only one that sees these things? Okay. The study also showed that it provided lasting immunity for at least 6 months after the shots. Stop double talking, people. We're not stupid. Okay. A CNN analyst of information collected by the CDC showed that J&J vaccine also had the lowest breakthrough infection rate of all the vaccines since the week December 25th. Okay. This is another lie. You know how I know it's a lie? Because they are at the point where they don't care what vaccine you get, right? You could get Moderna. 6 weeks later, they'll have J&J. The booster could be Pfizer. You can't tell me that the J&J can do any bullshit when they're mixing them all up. Lies. Mahogany, that's a good one. Mahogany goes, I've had immunization that were 40 years ago, but this one I got to get every week. Make it make sense. Thank you. Make it make sense. All right. Listen to this. On the other hand, breakthrough infections during the Omicron surge were highest amongst those who received the Pfizer vaccine, followed by those who got the Moderna. But that doesn't make sense because they're not making come on. They're not making sure. They're like, did you get the first one? Yes. What did you get? Pfizer. Oh, we only sell Moderna here, but you can have the Moderna. They're lying. Okay. All right. Gas tax. All right. Apparently there's some gas tax. You all didn't know about it. It's bullshit. Protest. You want to protest something? Don't protest the lock-in. Protest the goddamn gas tax. All right. I'm over it. I don't care. I think that's why God didn't give me a car. Because you know what I think why God didn't give me a car? Because I think God was saying, you're going to get the wrong car. Don't get an SUV, Tracy, because the gas prices are coming. And then God is like, the guides, because I got all these angels and guides. And so they talk to God. They're like, no, she wants an SUV, right? Because they be inside my head listening. And they sending a message to God. And God's like, oh, well, if she wants an SUV, she can't have a car. So now with the gas prices, I now understand I got to get a little tiny car. A putt-putt. I had a putt-putt before and I loved it. But that's a putt-putt. Okay. $40 to fill it up. It was a beautiful thing. All right. Myanmar. The Biden administration has formally determined that Myanmar's military committed genocide and crimes against humanity against Rohingya. I might be saying it wrong. A stateless Muslim minority encompassing about 1 million people Later today, U.S. Secretary of State will publicly announce the determination, a move which human rights groups have been advocating for years. Until now, the U.S. has stopped short of declaring the atrocities. Oh, come on, U.S. You bombed Somalia while UK, Ukrainian and Putin are fighting. All our attention went here while the Americans bombed Somalia. And you want to talk about genocide? You want to talk about motherfucking genocide? Why is Israel killing Palestinians? You want to talk about genocide? All right. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's bullshit. Nobody's protecting. Nobody's speaking up for the Palestinians. Nobody. It's bullshit. All right. Nobody. All right. All right. All right, guys, that's it. Oh, and my favorite part. No, you got to hear this part. Kanye West was pulled from performing at this year's Grammy due to concerning online behavior. Oh, thank you, God. Kanye's a jackass. When I get upset, I start to sweat. Kanye is a mother effing jackass. Yes, I said it. Stop supporting violent men. Stop supporting violent men. Stop supporting violent behaviors. That's true, AB. All right. Let's end this on Kanye's mess. I'm so glad he won't be there. And is he still banned? Does anybody know? It was supposed to be for 24 hours. Did they make it longer? I meant to check that the other day. I thought I saw it. Does this mean he's still banned? Is he still banned with no post? Does this mean he's still banned? Does anybody know? I'm so happy that he's banned. Yes. So happy he's banned. Life is good. There is a silver lining in the sky. All right, guys, I love you all. I think that's a wonderful note to end on. Kanye looks like he's still banned to me. It's just wonderful. There is a God. All right, guys, I will be back in about a half an hour, maybe an hour. Maybe a half an hour. I got a lot of work to do today. Maybe in a half an hour, so I could, I gotta get into that Zen mode, like turning red. See, I didn't even know about this movie, and when I finish the dashikis and banas, I take a time to listen to either frequency music or mantra music to get ready for my morning shift readings. Right? I didn't even know about this movie. It's such a good movie. Watch Turning Red. Bye, guys.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown